Hello everyone and welcome. Today we have a really special car. This is the 2022 Lincoln Nautilus. Oh boy. Use turn signal and please drive forward. Release steering wheel and shift to reverse. Cameras. Whoa. Brand new. And the big feature is right here. Actually, this is the all new interior of the Nautilus. It is a huge improvement over the previous one. And we're gonna get into all the crazy details about this car today. So I think we're gonna start on the exterior first, because of course that is where we always want to see. So let's just turn the car off for now. We're on this beautiful location too of some boats and a nice ocean over here. So you got that nautical theme with the Lincoln Nautilus going on, of course. Let's hop out. Okay, everyone, so here we have the 2022 Lincoln Nautilus, like I said before, and on the exterior, the design is pretty much the same thing as we've seen before as the recent Nautilus. Now, this is a black label edition, so we have the full-on big wheels, and of course, we have the black badging going on the sides. Right here, black badges. And we also have some black badging going on in the rear. That is really the only way to kind of tell that it is not a black badge, actually. But generally, like I said, the exterior of the car is pretty much the same as it was for the regular Nautilus. I think it's a great design generally. It's pretty nice. We have LED accent lights up front, as we can see right here. And of course, we do have the nice chrome Lincoln grille. Really love this detail too. So we can kind of see the mini Lincoln badges inside of the grille. Super cool stuff. But like I said, this is the 2022 Nautilus, right? And the big detail here is the interior and kind of like the whole interior experience. That's kind of the main thing Lincoln changed for this generation. But first, I think before we hop inside, let's check out the trunk space. So of course we have power lifting trunk right here. Pretty decent boot space. Of course it is power. Nice amount of cargo in here. We have a cargo cover. I can pull or press to unlock like this. Of course, the seats do fold down and recline as well, which is nice. I think there's some underfloor storage under here, I think, or is a spare? Oh, we have a spare under here. Cool. Nice Lincoln badge in this carpet over here. And pretty much it. We have power to fold the seats as well, 12-volt outlet, a little from tie-down points and some other stuff there as well. Nice scuff plate, and that's pretty much it. Just close this back up. Of course, you just press the button to shut up the car as well. Pretty cool. Now, of course, this is the top of the line black label Nautilus, so you get all the bells and whistles here. So I could just keep the key in my pocket, of course, and we'll come walk right inside. So keyless access, put my hand up to the door, unlocks, I can open up the door. Oh, sorry guys. And here we are. So this is the significant big feature of the 2022 Nautilus, is this interior. Huge changes. It's now kind of in tune with the Aviator a little bit. Let's hop in so we can kind of talk about it. Hopping into the Nautilus, 2022 Nautilus. Wow. They really did a huge upgrade on this interior. Everything's kind of different. So now we have acoustic glass up front, on the sides and the rear. Of course, really nice stuff. And with this beautiful panoramic sunroof up here. And as this is the black label edition, we have an Alcantara headliner across the entire top of the car as well. Absolutely beautiful going on to the back. Now, those rear D-pillars aren't Alcantara, unfortunately, but most of the interior is really nice. Let's just turn it on. So to turn it on, we have our kind of main controls over here, our engine stop-start button on this Lincoln piano keys over here, and then park, reverse, neutral, drive, and sport. Yes, there's a sport mode. But to start the car, put your foot on the brake, engine start on. Super nice stuff going on in here. Okay, so what's so big for 2022? Like I said like 3 or 4 times already, if I keep repeating myself, this entire interior up front is new. If you overlay the old Nautilus interior, but it was a kind of a vertical layout, a lot of cheap plastic going on in there, and this kind of eliminates all of it. We now have a Aviator style interior or new Navigator style interior, but this screen is the biggest screen in the Lincoln lineup. Not even the Aviator or the Navigator has a screen this big yet, which is huge. It uses the new like updated Ford Sync system, but it's Lincoln's skin on it. overall, it's pretty nice. It's very clear. That's the main nice feature about it. One big problem is that it's a little bit laggy. So if I go to apps and I kind of want to like scroll through something, I'm gonna go to the app screen. See right quick. As you can see, there's a little bit some lag going on here. But some of the scrolling functions on some menus are a little bit slow to interact. Guys can kind of see there's a lag going on there. I believe this does have over-the-air updates, so if you want to update it, I think Ford could like, send out an update to kind of fix that. But we'll get into a little bit of that in a little bit. But the rest of this general interior quality is galaxies better than the previous one. And like I said, this is the Black Label edition, so we have these absolutely beautiful seats. These are the crazy weight, I think it's like 23 or something weight power seats. These have full massaging functions on it. Of course, we kind of have that Lincoln badge going on in the center of the seats, perforated, heated, and cooled. The leather is really nice stitching. Of course, this leather continues on to the dashboards, going all the way across. This nice white leather going across the dashboard, and quality is really nice. Everything's pretty solid. Nothing creaks or rattles. The center console is a little bit wiggly, but overall it's generally really solid. This is stitched in leather going across here. This is a nice material, not gloss black, which is nice. All these buttons and dials feel okay. They're not super like you know, like an Audi or something, or even Moss's new buttons feel really nice, but they're not too bad. They're different from like a Ford product, so that's big enough. Even on these door panels, we have this nice stitched leather, the Alcantara headliner on this one. Of course, we have the beautiful Revel audio system, speaker grills up here, which are really nice as well. And yeah, it's a huge upgrade on the interior, of course, with the digital dash over here as well, and this steering wheel. Now, this steering wheel I have a few complaints about it already. As you can see, as this is a problem with any white kind of leather, it's already getting dirty. This is a brand new car too, so that's kind of annoying. There's a strange angle to the steering wheel as well. It's kind of like angled out. You know, some steering wheels are a little bit more angled horizontally or vertically. I can't do my directions right now, but if you know what I mean, you'll know what I mean. You have to go test drive one to kind of figure it out. But other than that, it's kind of nice. The controls are only one of the main places where I think there's a little bit of an issue. They look a little cheap and a little bit dated. Yes, there's some nice like chrome pieces on here, and there's like chrome going on here to kind of make it look nice, but it looks a little dated, unfortunately. It is a power tilting telescoping steering wheel, of course. A blinker stalks over here and our wipers over here. Really nice. And this digital dash as well, it is nice and you're able to see it well, but you can't really do too much with it. It's kind of static in that sense, unfortunately. Generally, the new interior is very nice, but there are a little bit of quirks and complaints here. And main is, while this leather looks nice, you can clearly see there is getting dirt everywhere really fast, and it's kind of annoying. One main complaint right there. Now, coming down to the center console, like I said before, we have these controls here, and here we have a big little cubby, and there's wireless charging, there's a USB-C port, regular USB port, and there's loads of hidden storage over here. Really hard to access this storage from the driver's seat, even from the passenger seat. Actually, you kind of have to move the seat all the way back to get like your hand underneath here. It's a huge storage bin too. So I wish it was easier to access. You do have cup holders right here, and in the center console, if we can open it up right now, there we go. It's like a multi-layer center console, pretty deep as well, which is nice. Of course, it's stitched in this nice leather as well. Coming up here, we have our folding mirrors, again lined in this like same fake suede material. Really nice stuff going on there. Some lights. I wish these were LEDs. These are not LED lights. Unfortunately, I don't think these are either. These might be LED lights. But this is an old platform. You know, this has been around for a while. It was the MKX, and it turned into the Nautilus, and now we have the Nautilus Facelift. So it's been around for a while, and it does share a platform with the Ford Edge. A few other complaints in this car. So on your door panels, this goes for both the passenger and the driver, there's a really steep slant that goes all the way down. If you can kind of see how far this, I'm sitting in the seat, like put my back against the seat. I can't really reach everything over here with my hand fully extended. So I kind of have to reach out if I want to put like the windows up and down, or even change my mirror controls. That is one complaint. I wish this was either like more upright or pushed further back. Just a little bit of a kind of ergonomics complaint there. Same thing kind of goes with these gear selecting piano keys, if you want to call them. If you have something in like the center console here, like something in a cup holder, you kind of have to like do an awkward arm reach to kind of access them. They feel very nice. They're very solid and not like really wiggly or anything, but they're better implemented on the Aviator and the Navigator. This is kind of like a thrown together piece. It kind of feels like a little bit, but yeah, one little minor complaint there. I do really like these frameless mirror looking in the back. There's pretty good visibility back there, but those big D pillars do kind of cut out a big portion of your visibility. Now, talking about visibility, we need to talk about the cameras because they are terrible. Look at the resolution of these cameras. This is a $70-something thousand car, I think, and this is unacceptable, I think, for this car. This is a brand new car, and you can see that the screen can be very clear with this kind of outline of the car, but these cameras are ancient. They're like flickering almost. It looks like a VGA resolution camera. It's absolutely terrible. That should have not been that. Yes, you do have a 360 view, so if you kind of turn the wheels, you can kind of see what's going on there, but this is not good for a high-end car like this. So yeah, that's one complaint. And even when you're reversing, if I put it into reverse here, the camera is still really bad. You can kind of maximize it to the full screen and kind of tell. Now you can kind of see the graininess, the discoloration, and whatnot. Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate there. I'll put it back into park for a second. The rest of the screen's okay. It's very clear, like I said before, a little bit of lag, but this zoom feature is actually pretty quick, the pinch to zoom feature. It's just for some reason switching to different menus sometimes can take a little bit. There's a little bit of lag going through these menus, which isn't too bad. This one does have ambient lighting as well. You can change your few colors here. We're definitely not going to be able to see it right now. It's very bright out, but there is ambient lighting actually behind the dash and the footwells as well. So you do have that as a nice feature. And of course, as it is a newer Ford Lincoln product, you have like 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot. You have all your 360 connectivity stuff. So this one also has the safety packages as well, as you can kind of see on the steering wheel. So we have radar cruise control and all that nice stuff. You can access more safety systems here, auto start stop, auto hold, and all that cool stuff there. This one also has the auto park feature, so you can navigate to parking and your active park assist. Ford has been doing this for a very long time, so it's actually a very good system to use. But let's go hop in the back seats now to kind of get an idea of what they're like back there. Yes, I know the vehicle is on Lincoln. Thank you. So hopping into the back seats, we get the same treatment as the front seats, which is really nice. So we have this stitching going on to the door panels on the both top and the lower parts, and let's hop right back in. Nice solid thunk from the door panels. Again, this is still an older platform, so it's nice to see that it's still pretty solid. Again, we have the nice Alcantara. We can see over here, kind of going on to the headliner as well. Alcantara, fake suede, it's all kind of the same stuff. So if it even isn't actual Alcantara, it's kind of like the same thing. But these seats are very comfortable, actually. So it has that same beautiful black label leather that's back here in the white. Has nice same stitching. Now these are only heated seats, so we have 2-stage heated seats for each of the rear passengers. You have a little port here, so we have a full power outlet, and then we have a USB-C and a USB-A port, and we also have some air vents. Nothing too fancy here. If you do upgrade to an Aviator, you get a better screen in the center, and you get more, of course, I think you get rear seats as well behind here as well. So more packaging here, and the cost is pretty similar too. So an Aviator might be a good buy. Now these seats do recline. It is a manual reclining. As you can kind of see, I'm just moving up and forth. Headroom's not too bad. I am 6'1", and I have, well, if you sit a little bit forward, the headroom's not too bad. But as you can see over here, if you guys can see this, the panoramic sunroof kind of cuts off right here where your head is going to sit. So it could hit it if you're a little bit too tall. But I have about like this much of headroom. So it's, if you're taller, it might be a little uncomfortable. Or just don't recline the seats too far back. And again, weird quality quirk is a little bit of rippling coming on to this Alcantara piece right here, but we're going to ignore that. This is a early car. Again, those really nice speaker grills from the Revel kind of blend into the door handles right there, which is really nice. And again, these seats are just a really cool shape as well. Now the back is not hard plastic, it's like a soft touch, which is nice. I do have pouches over here the front. Now this is almost my driving position. It's a little pushed back because I was just gonna get some more room for the camera view, but I do have, if you have a super tall driver that's like 6'3" and they have to sit this far back, you do have some more room. There's like cutouts for your knees, and the foot room is not too bad, but this normally would be a little bit further forward. I'll give you guys a better example on this side of more like a traditional seating position. Yeah, not too bad with the legroom, but if you do want something with more room, I would get like an Aviator or something, or even if you really want to step up, you can go up to the Navigator. But from an aesthetic point of view, this interior just looks so much nicer than it did before. I think it makes it worth the money a little bit more than originally, which is, I think, is a huge buy. I think now it's time that we're going to take this on a test drive, kind of get an idea of the powertrain and kind of get an idea of how this car rides on the road, because that is one of the main purposes of buying a Lincoln, is that quiet flight driving experience. So let's dive right into that.
Let's do it.
Okay, everyone, we are inside the 2022 Nautilus, not Navigator. A lot of N names in Lincoln's lineup. This is, of course, the one with the upgraded interior, and let's go take it out for a quick drive. So we have the key, put it over here because we don't need it right now. Foot on the brake, engine on. Super nice stuff here. Like we were talking about earlier before, or if you guys want to go see the full video, check out all this talk on this crazy new screen over here as the new software from like the Mach-E and all that stuff. And it's not too bad. As you can see, we're in the map screen right here, kind of showing where we are. And it's pretty quick to pinch the zoom as well, which is really nice. So the Nautilus is on. So what is powering this Nautilus? We're going to get into that in a second. And how does it drive? We'll be talking about that as well. First up, we're going to put it up into reverse. And if you haven't seen that video from before, these cameras are not good, especially for a car that costs this much. It's a little disappointing. But it is what it is. We're going to have to deal with it. And of course, to change gears, we press these piano key switches right here. So let's pull out of this boat nautical themed parking lot. As you can see all the boats over here, and get on our way.
I think I may have given you some misinformation before too. So the driver control screen is 12 inches.
Okay.
This center screen is actually 13.2 inches.
13.2 inches.
Yes, so.
Nothing 1 more inch can't fix, but it does work. I do like that it's mounted horizontally and not vertically. They actually, if you see the new Edge, they mounted it vertically, kind of like in the Mach-E, and stuck it into the dash. It's surrounded by this cheap plastic. It looks terrible, but this is a good layout, I think. So we're about to actually cross over some railroad tracks, which go into the water, which is interesting, and handles it pretty well. Not too crazy with the jittering on the suspension. And this is a Lincoln, of course, and Lincoln likes to focus on their quiet flight, kind of luxury driving experience, and that's why we're, of course, in the black label. It's supposed to be the top end version of this. There's no crazy stuff here. There's no air suspension. I don't even think this has like a magnet suspension at all.
It is adaptive.
It is adaptive?
Yeah.
Can you adjust it?
You cannot.
Okay, so it chooses.
It stiffens up a little bit when you go into sport mode.
Okay, so it kind of chooses what it wants to do. But does this have the road scanning suspension? No. Okay, so a little outdated on suspension tech maybe, but overall it's actually pretty comfortable just from driving around in this early part of the video. Now, like we said before, this has the 2.7 liter EcoBoost V6 under the hood. Transversely mounted, it's in an all-wheel drive format. Believe it or not, you can actually get some of these in front-wheel drive, which is interesting, as this is a front-wheel drive based vehicle. But it is nice, of course, to have the all-wheel drive. Let's see the quick performance of this. There's no one over here. A quick little acceleration test I think we could do before a Ford Edge comes from behind us. All right, ready, guys? Okay. Interesting. A little bit of rough, a little rough acceleration there. There's a little bit of a slow shift from the transmission. I think we were talking about that before.
Yeah, the paddle shifters.
I wouldn't even
virtually useless.
Wouldn't even use them on this one.
You go to upshift and it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah,
so.
I guess we can kind of demonstrate that right now. Do you have to be in sport mode to use the paddles, or can you just hop into them? Okay, let's see. So, does it show what gear we're in? We're in 3rd gear. 2nd gear? Let's see. Oh, there is a significant delay in the pad. Wow. Oh, wow, that's good. So, like we said, this is a luxury car. You're not really going to be using paddles too much, right? I like that they offer them. Maybe if you're in a situation that you feel like you need to use paddles, or you want to feel a little sporty sometimes, you can definitely try to use them, but definitely not for like a day-to-day purpose. I wouldn't really deem them necessary. And of course, they're actually, you can hear, they're kind of like in cheap plastic, which is a little bit unfortunate. I wish they would make them like maybe metal, or at least something in this nice chrome, kind of match the rest of the interior. But I guess they didn't want to highlight their purpose too much at all. Now, there is a sport button on this Nautilus, which disables auto stop start. I guess that's a sporty feature. And let's see how that changes anything. Nothing so far.
It doesn't even tighten the steering. It really
doesn't.
You hang revs a little more. That's about it.
This throttle's a little bit more sensitive by like 30%. It's very, very minimal. I'm guessing this is more of like a transmission-based sport mode. Yeah, it feels a little bit more like nippy. Other than that, I wouldn't be able to kind of tell too much. We'll just pop it back into drive. I don't even think in this car you even need a sport mode. It's not meant for that at all. Oh, there is a difference. I can feel it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so don't put it in sport mode.
Definitely changes the throttle mapping.
Yeah, interesting.
It's a Lincoln. I mean, you don't need that.
Yeah, you don't need that. Okay, going over these bumps and all whatnot, it's pretty quiet in here. Now, we do have the acoustically laminated glass, I'm pretty sure, or like the sound screen, I think Ford calls it, or Lincoln calls it. It's very quiet in here, actually. We're going over some bumps. You don't hear anything. Pretty smooth, no abrupt, like, jittering too much. I feel like if you would go over something a little bit harder, you might feel something. The rear suspension feels a little bit stiff, actually. We have a nice right away here. But yeah, so far so good. Steering, this is light steering. It's not a sports car, as we've kind of seen already. But the steering wheel is a little small. You're in a luxury car. You kind of want a little bit more of maybe a little bit chunkier steering wheel too. It's a little thin, a little small. And like I mentioned earlier, these buttons are not the best thing to look at. Even these buttons over here are better. I wish they would kind of do. I know we don't like gloss black and we always complain about it, but I think they would have even looked better on the steering wheel versus these buttons. Generally, it's a pretty good experience. And the fuel economy is okay. We're getting like it says 22.3 average MPG right now, but for a turbocharged 2.7 liter V6, that's not the worst. You could be doing better. No any sort of mild hybrid technology or any sort of that on here. It's just straight on turbocharged V6ness. And of course, if you do want something like that, you can hop over to either the Corsair, which is a smaller one, or the Aviator, which is of course the bigger one, and you can get a plug-in hybrid variant as well, with a lot of power and a lot more boost.
It is very quiet.
It is very quiet around town. It's a very comfortable, relaxing, I think, experience, right? I think it's the best way to kind of describe it. Going over some grades right there. I would have never known. I went over grades right there unless I heard them. But yeah, it's that kind of comfortable and quiet. This definitely is one of the definitions of like a highway cruiser, I think. These cars are kind of meant for like that long speed, high speed, well not high speed, but like long distance cruising. You do of course have the radar cruise control, and I think there's some lane centering on here as well. Nothing too fancy in that aspect, but it is there if you want it. It is a nice feature on the highway. I'm not the biggest fan of it personally, but you can definitely use that. Going into the seats. Now, the seats are very, very comfortable, actually. These can be adjusted in an insane amount of ways as well. It can go into this. Is it in settings, I think, right? In seats?
Yeah, you got to scroll over.
A lot of methods to get there. Go over to your seats, and we have all the seat controls right here. Massaging seats, and you can also control your passenger seats as well. The massage function is actually really nice. So you have lots of different functions for your massage. You can go full recovery, circular cushioning, relaxed recovery, and all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure, like most massage sheets, they use like the air bladder style system that kind of just like goes and scrolls throughout your body. I am now getting a relaxing, energizing massage right now, and it feels quite nice. So like that kind of adds over to that aspect of it being a comfortable cruising vehicle as well. Oh, nice Defender there. Yeah, Steelies. Exactly. Allowed to get the Steelies on the Defender.
It should be noted, by the way, with the massage seats, because like one of my pet peeves with, and we're seeing this all the time, is everything is just controlled through the screen.
Yeah.
It's intuitive, you get used to it, but you can't actually control the massage through the side of the seat.
That's definitely important. Now, one complaint. Now, these seats, how many ways are there?
22-way.
22-way adjustable seats. All the controls are down here, so you can't see them, so you're kind of going by feel. I have actually tried, when I've been trying to adjust like the seat back, I would go to the headrest by accident, so it's a little bit confusing. But if you do want to kind of access the stuff in here, you can adjust it through there as well. And if you want to have like a hotkey for your oh, is this person stopping? Oh my gosh.
Of course, so is the X2.
Hop out of there. Awesome. I'll be someone's pulling out.
No way.
Oh, a Murano Cabriolet.
Oh my gosh.
It's an SUV day, everyone.
Oh,
look at that.
Gosh.
Awesome. But like I was saying real quick, if you want to access your massage, there's a button. You just turn it on and off like that. You can see it will bring up that menu. With a little bit of lag, it will bring up the menu, and then you're kind of right there. So that is nice. Another interesting tidbit is this hood's long. Now, the hood itself isn't necessarily long, but it's kind of like how the platform is kind of laid out. So the engine's kind of a little bit far back since it is like a transversely mounted engine, and this dash is long too. So visibility is a little bit compromised up front. I'm not gonna lie. These A-pillars are very, very thick. They are very nice, lined in this fake suede Alcantara material, but they are quite thick, so that can compromise your visibility a little bit. A beautiful GTC4 Lusso right there in white.
Oh, wow.
It's a hot take.
Yeah,
Wow, that's nice. Maybe it's a GT. Is it T?
Nope, no, it's just a regular one.
Okay, cool.
V12.
V12, the nice V12 one. But yeah, as we're just going around town now, like I said before, very comfortable. And now it's kind of where you can kind of get that insulation going on here. It's kind of dead silent. No outside noise at all. And a good way to tell of that is just by opening the windows and get some sound going on in town and get some sound of life outside. And then just closing them up, you can see the big difference there. Oh, another window there. And as you can see, I just went for the back windows, and that was talking about my earlier complaint there is how far slanted down this is. You can't really access all the stuff without reaching all the way out, which is kind of annoying. But doesn't look like they're going to change that at all, as this vehicle is potentially slated to be killed off along with the Edge, unfortunately. They were supposed to put it on a new platform, but I don't think they're doing that. But that is going to be up to Ford's own decisions. Back to the seats real quick. So enough with the ranting. We do, like I said before, we have heated and cooled seats. I love a nice cooled seat function. 3-stage cooled seats, which is really nice. And unlike the German brands, you cannot turn the heated and cool seats on at the same time, which honestly makes no sense, even though it's kind of like a unforsaken, fun little tool you can do. But you don't need to have heated and cooled seats on the same time. It kind of defeats the entire purpose of both. But cooled seats is a great function to have. And of course, like we said before as well, the rear seats are only heated. For this price tag, we're in the $70,000 range, I think, for the black label. This is the top end. It would be nice to see cooled rear seats. I feel like something in this class range would be able to offer that, and especially in this price range. So that's a little bit of a letdown. Oh, nice G-Wagon there. But yeah, it'd be nice to see some. So there's a little bit of features that we're kind of missing out on. I don't think this has the full 360 package for your like safety systems and whatnot. As we saw before, we do have the cruise control and stuff, and I think there's lane keep assist or lane bumping assist, as I like to call it, because it kind of bumps you into the lanes. Exactly. But generally, I like what's going on here.
And you know, you bring up an interesting point with the price tag, because obviously the black label starts at $66.
Yeah.
The one that we're sitting in, as tested, is like almost $78,000. Something to note is that with the black label, you will get complimentary for 4 year 50,000 mile service, complimentary detailing first 50,000 miles. You know, so but that's only on the black label.
Yeah, and you're paying a premium for that, all that stuff already. So it's gonna maybe it'll pay for itself for some of those features, but you are missing out on some stuff a little bit. And honestly, if you're going to get one of these cars or any car with a white interior, look at the other options first, because it looks nice at first, but from daily use, you can already start to see some dirt coming onto the white surfaces. And I don't know if that bugs everyone, but it bugs me a little bit. But yeah, that's just one other thing to be cautious about. Of course, like I said, but this one has the full like Revel audio system. Now, I've heard these are really good. I would test that right now, but that could result in some bad things in terms of YouTube.
So watch this. If we go to, I believe it's sound real
Yeah.
quick.
Is there a testing function?
Experience.
There we go.
Doug DeMiro quirks. You heard it here first. I mean, look at that.
Oh.
Not copyright.
And I'm in an IMAX theater. Okay, that's actually a really good audio system. Oh, and now the radio wants to turn on. Okay, that was a nice little test of the Revel audio experience. Overall, as a package, we have to start thinking about other stuff in this class. The price tag and the Aviator. We have to think about it. Lincoln also makes the Aviator, and it kind of costs around the same price tag, and you're getting more features, more space, I think arguably better looks, and yeah, I would go for that personally. Nothing against this car too much, but kind of in that price range, you can get more for almost around the same price. And like I said, this is an older vehicle, older platform. It's been around for a little bit now, since around like 2014, 2015. So with the Aviator and some of the other competition, you're getting newer engines, you're getting newer platforms and chassis dynamics and all that type of stuff. And especially with the Aviator, with it being rear-wheel drive based, you are going to get a little bit more of a dynamic or more luxurious experience, if you want to call it like that.
The casual Willis MB right
oh
there.
Casual driving around Greenwich, always going to bring some nice surprises. Now, this parking feature, I know it does parallel parking. I don't think it's going to do a regular parking job. I think it's just parking. Quick blooper, we're going to retry doing the parking because it's actually we messed up there. But I don't know if it's so much as we messed up or if Lincoln was not very clear with their labeling of their parking assist feature, as we'll show you in a second. So, redoing this all again. So, as you can see, you press the park button. It's labeled with a P. Press park, active park assist, right? Now, this is for double parking. This one's for pulling in from a reverse spot, which I'm 99% sure that actually works this time. Now it's scanning for a spot. Scanning. Use turn signal. My turn signal's on. Will it detect that there's like 7 spots right here? Clearly not. Space found. Please drive forward. Stop. Release steering wheel. Shift to reverse. I'm following the instructions of the Lincoln now. Okay, now it's doing. So I have to drive backwards, right? Okay, so it doesn't do everything for you. Oh, this is terrifying. And you can kind of get a full-on experience of if you may or may not hit your car with the 360 cameras. But as you can see, it is actually going to the spot. Wow.
Now the question is, does it correct?
I don't think so. Stop. Oh, it does. It knows it's going in the wrong way. It's a little slow. It's turning for us as well, which is nice. Stop. Now, of course, you can park your car yourself, or you can kind of use this to kind of show people how it works. But it is working. I can't fault it for that. It is actually working. Albeit slowly, it is working. It's turning for us, as you can see. Slowly. And there's a stop right there. Yeah. That's pretty good. And I think that's it. We'll put it into park. So, it worked. We actually did it for once. Canceled. Oh, we parked already. You did fine. Don't worry, Lincoln. So there you go, guys. So it does actually work. And of course, you can do parallel parking. I think there's a whole bunch of different functions here. Let's see, parallel parking, reverse parking, and I think getting out of a parking spot as well, which is actually really nice. So if you're in a really tight parallel parking spot and you kind of want to get out, it'll help you to do that as well. So
now the question is, if you're doing that and you hit someone, do you who's to blame?
I think you're at fault for that one. So you are moving the gas pedal and brake pedal, so I think you're at fault for that one. Yeah. Okay, everyone, that was our quick, well, a little bit quick drive and kind of a review of the dynamics of this Lincoln Nautilus Black Label. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more stuff coming soon. And if you have any more questions or comments on this car, hop down to the comment section, because I'm sure some people will have some things to say about it. Overall, it's a very nice car in the interior. The exterior is getting a little bit dated, but it's pretty much the same stuff as we've seen with the previous Nautilus models. But for this price tag, I definitely think there are better options. If anything, this is a good lease car, maybe for a few years or a year or two. And other than that, I think, I don't know if I'd spend a full-on price tag on this one. But anyway, thank you guys for watching again, and stay tuned for a lot more.